Okay, we just got a request for a game from Prep Test 58, Section 3. This was the last game. You could also find on page 338, I believe, of your Premier book. Student taking courses. So once again, I love these games where people are picking courses. Here our course names are history, linguistics, music, physics, statistics, theater, and writing. We're told that they are going to take at least 3. Now, at least 3 could be 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. We have no idea how many courses. It's at least 3. So we have the rules. If history is taken, then neither statistics nor music. Neither nor is an and. No statistics and no music. If you can take neither statistics nor music, then you can't take either one of them. The contrapositive, if there's S or M, then there's no H, and becomes or. We negate both sides. If music is taken, then neither physics nor theater. If there's physics or theater, then no music. And finally, last rule, if writing is taken, then neither physics, just need to get the neither in, neither physics, nor statistics. So if there's physics or statistics, then there's no writing. And notice there are no concrete rules on this one. It's all formal logic, which means you're not going to have any deductions. You just need to jump right into the questions. So, very first question, question 18, is your acceptability question. So we go right into it. If there's history, we can't have S, we can't have M. Answer choice A has H with S. That can't be. Answer choice B has H with M. Well, that can't be. Answer choice C doesn't have H with M or S. Answer choice C doesn't have H with M or S. Answer choice D doesn't have H at all, and answer choice E doesn't have H at all. But the first one eliminates 2. We should sort of expect that since we only have 3 rules. One of them is going to have to eliminate at least 2. So go on to the next one. If there's M, there's no P, and there is no T. So answer choice E is the only one that has M, and it's got an M and a T. You can't have an M and a T. E is gone. Finally, the last one, if we have W, we can't have P and we can't have S. Only answer choice D has a W and it has a P. If there's W, there's no P. So D is gone, and rule by rule by rule, we end up on answer choice C. On we go. Next one, what's the maximum number of courses the student could take during the school summer session? These ones are kind of unfortunate because there's a little bit of trial and error involved here. But basically what you want to do is you want to add as many of the courses in without there being any negative consequences. If you take a look at your rules, you definitely have rules here about H. In your very first rule, H eliminates both S and M. You definitely have rules about both S and M because they both eliminate H. You definitely have rules about M because it eliminates P and T. You have rules about P and T because they eliminate M. You have rules about W because it eliminates P and S. And you have rules about P and S because they eliminate W. The only one you don't have a rule about is L. So at the very least, you know you're going to have an L there if it's going to be the maximum number of courses. Your job is to add as many courses back in there without there being any negative repercussions. If you take a look, the class that seems to have the most negative repercussions is M. M eliminates H and eliminates P and T. M eliminates 3 things. That is pretty bad. So probably if we are going to create a sketch, we are not going to want to create a sketch where we include an M. So let us try and get into things that would get rid of that m. Can we include, a p? Well, if we include a p, p gets rid of m, but according to rule 3, p also gets rid of w. If we put in a t, t gets rid of m, but in this sketch, m is already gone, so that's fine. And t doesn't cause anything else. Now we're down to h and s. If we include an h, then we cannot include an s, but if we include an s, we can't include an h. So honestly, it doesn't really matter. Let's get h in there. What's the maximum number of courses we can get here? Turns out it's 4. Now, if you wanted to try it with the m, like if you were very skeptical, if you're like, no, surely I can get more courses than that, well, then you could do the option where you do choose the m. And you choose the L because L doesn't cause anything. What happens when there's an M? Well, when there's an M, there's no H. When there's an M, there's no P and no T. What could you add at that point? Well, you could add S. S would mean no H, but there's already no H. You could add a W, but that would mean no P and no S. And notice you can only get 3 here. 4 is what it's going to be. A little bit of trial and error, but take a look at the rules. See what eliminates the most. See what doesn't eliminate anything at all. Those are going to be the ones you want to include. On we go. So, question 20. If the student takes neither physics nor writing, so we write out our roster again, H, L, M, P, S, T, W, and is not taking physics and is not taking writing, then it could be true that the student also takes neither. So, for something like this, it would probably behoove you to just, test the answer choices super quickly. That is going to be A. Tell you what, I'll test B. I don't know how many I'm going to have to test because I don't have the answers in front of me. Maybe we'll have to test down to C. I'm hoping we won't need to test much further than that. And it says, takes neither physics nor writing, neither physics nor writing, neither physics nor writing. So, could it be true that the student takes neither history nor linguistics? History nor linguistics. Well, that would leave you with M, S, and T. But if you take an M according to Rule 2, you can't take a T, so A doesn't work. Answer choice B says no H or M. Well, could we have LST? Well, L causes nothing to happen. S causes no W, S causes no H, T causes no M, B works, you're done. Sometimes it's B. On we go. Write everything out. Don't try and do it in your head. You do it in your head, that's where mistakes crop up. Notice how fast it was if you just take the opportunity to write it down. 21. If the student takes music, H, L, M, P, S, T, W, that it must be true, which of the following must be true that the student also takes. The answer is almost definitely going to be linguistics. The reason being, if this person takes music, they can't take H according to Rule 2. According to Rule 1. According to Rule 2, if they take music, they can't take P and they can't take T. They're left with L, S, and W, but Rule 3 says as S causes no W or W causes no S. If we can't have both S and W together, but we're going to have to add up to 3, then it's going to be L. Why? Because L was our floater in this game, and answer choice E says linguistics. On we go. Question 22. The student must take one or the other or both of. Now, in order to test whether the student must take one, the other, or both, and we talked about these terms, one, the other, or both, in class, we said that of any two things throughout the known universe, there's only 4 possible combinations, one, the other, both, or neither. And so if this question is saying the student must take one, the other, or both, how do we test this? We test it by testing neither. That is to say, in answer choice A, we eliminate, it says must take one, the other, or the both of history or statistics. We eliminate history, we eliminate statistics, and then we just try and see if we can still get a valid sketch. If we can, then we don't need history and statistics. So could we still get a valid sketch out of L, M, P, T, and W? Well, they could take L, because L doesn't cause anything to happen. P causes no M and no W. T also causes no M. Could we have L, P, and T? We could. So we don't need H and S. So we go on to B, and we test B, H, L, M, P, S, T, W. Linguistics or theater. Must this student take linguistics or theater? To test whether they must take linguistics or theater or both, we test neither. We eliminate both of them. We have to take the opposite of something to test whether it must be true. And the reason we have to take the opposite is because if I tell you that I must do something, I must only work on Monday, well, how do you test whether that must be true? You try and schedule me for any other day of the week. You have to take the opposite of something to test whether it must be true. So here in B we're eliminating both L and T, and we still see if we can get a sketch to work. So let's try and get 3 of these to work together. If I choose an H, then it's going to eliminate both S and M, and I'm just going to be left with P and W. So I can't choose an H. If I choose an M, it's going to exclude P and T, and I'm going to be left with M, S, and W, but I can't have S and W together. Now I've got P, S, and W, but I can't get anything out of that. I can't get 3 things to work in answer choice B, and so answer choice B must be correct. And I know this is super quick, but if you have questions, always drop me an email. And finally, question 23 is one of those weird ones. The last question on any logic game is usually the hardest question. Which of the following is substituted for the restriction that if music is taken, then neither physics nor theater is taken would have the same effect? So they're asking what would have the same effect as Rule 2. And Rule 2 says if you have music, you can't take physics or theater. We already know music you can't take a lot of things with. We want to take a look and see something that eliminates physics and theater from being taken with music. And if we take a look at answer choice B, because I was just glancing through, the only courses that are eligible to be taken with music are linguistics, statistics, and writing. Basically, it's saying in answer choice B that, let me write out the list, H, L, M, P, S, T, W, and this is answer choice B, because it just jumped out at me. It's saying the only things you could take with music are linguistics, statistics, and writing. What wouldn't be eligible? H, P, and T. Notice that Rule 2 says if there's M, there's no P and T. Rule number 1 says if there's M, there's no H. Answer choice B would have exactly the same effect, and we are done with this game. Hope that helped.